Hey guys, how is it going? It is cold out here. Actually, it ain't so cold out here. It was cold this morning though. I came out here to the shop and it was 11 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, so you guys can just bring up your Fahrenheit Celsius calculator and figure that out, but 11 is cold. What was going on? Well, recently in Manitoba, Canada, we've had a nasty cold snap. I was just up in Sioux Lookout, Ontario, and we had a number of days where the wind chill was minus 50. Think about that, minus 50. Not minus 5, minus 50, not minus 15, minus 50. God, it was cold. Anyway, cold in the shop. I run this place off a, see the guy up there? Excuse me. A 3 kilowatt heater. It normally keeps it, 18 degrees in here, Celsius, which is nice walking around in your pajamas temperature. But anyway, it's cold out here, so I cranked up the heat and turned on a few auxiliary heaters, and here we are. So, excuse me. What do we got? We got this guy, this Mini Moto. What is this? I'm going to take you off the, actually I'm going to leave you on the tripod and just move you around with me. It's a MOTO Mower Shark 5. That is a Tecumseh. You guys see that? That's a Tecumseh engine. It's a MOTO Mower 5, Shark 5, made in Canada by MOTO Mower of Canada, Ingersoll, Ontario, model, blah, 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 blah. I haven't been able to find any information on this. I found MOTO Mowers. Here's the thing. They made these with Tecumseh, or also, what is it, Lawson. Tecumseh took over Lawson. I don't know what year that was. This still has some Lawson branding on it, and that's what's kind of puzzling me about the year and date. The serial number comes up as a 9, which can either be 1969 or a 1959. I am much more inclined to say that this is a 1959 snowblower. Why? Well, if you guys go back in some videos, God, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I had an Eska Snowflight, and it was about a 1961 or 1962. Very similar in appearance, with a lot less refinements that you would find in something from the late 60s, early 70s. Notably this. So by 1970, by late 60s, they had, instead of this, which is your chute, the thing that moves your, I can't even move it. It's kind of seized up, I'm guessing. Come on, come on. It can't go, can't get it to go. We'll work on that. It's jammed up. There we go. Anyway, so they had a ring and a pinion gear, and you would just crank this rod, and then the chute would move around and move this way, and that's what I attribute to later years or the 70s kind of models. This was a this was their initial what do you want to call it? The way they started making snowblowers, just simple, no refinements, just simplicity, right? What else? What can we tell you here? So, hey, what do you think about that? So this plate, is that an afterthought? This would have been, I don't see any other mount, well, maybe here. See that? That would be for a plug-in start. I can't even think the words. I can't get my words straight today, it's so damn cold. Electric start. In general, really nice shape. Back then they made snowblowers with very tiny wheels. I don't know why they did. At least when I picked this up, it had some chains with it. How much did I pick it up for? Well, I picked it up about a month and a half ago. No, not a month and a half ago. A month ago maybe. And I paid $125 for it. I thought it was well worth it, just because look at the condition of this thing. Let's pretend for a second that it's neither 1969 nor 1959. Let's say it's 1965. That puts us at about 56 years old. Isn't that really quite incredible? I mean, you look at the shape of this thing. It really is pretty good. It's not a two-stage snowblower, it's a single stage, meaning that this guy here, this does all the work, which means it spins really fast, and yeah, you don't want to get your foot or your leg, your arm or your head caught in there because it'll tear it off. Two-stage snowblowers have a spinning impeller inside there. So what would happen was the auger would pull it in, the impeller would flip it out. But hey, less parts, less things to go wrong. Lots of bearings on this thing. 1, 2 there. What do we got? 1, 2 there, that's 4. There's 1 internally, that's 5. If we look inside, can I get you in there? I don't know if I can. Well, there's more. There's got to be about a dozen bearings more on this side. There'll be about a dozen bearings in there. Really, really simple functioning machine. It's got a centrifugal clutch here that I'm sure we'll have to work on. What else have I kind of noted on this thing? Oh, maybe a little bit of welding. The shoes. Oh, here we go. See, look at this. See that movement? I wish I could just I'm going to back you guys off and see if I can. I don't know if I can. I'm actually hooked up to a microphone at the moment. We're doing our best to improve the audio quality of the videos lately. Me. Bit of movement there, which means that shaft is also moving. Do this. Yeah. So what's going on there is it needs a bit of a weld on the bottom. The spot weld that was on the bottom before has broken. So, gonna weld that. Not a problem. What else we got? The scraper blade on the bottom here. Can you guys see that? That's got a bit of wear. Somebody's not adjusted that over time and they've just let that wear down. I do have another scraper blade that I can just cut and bolt up under there and sharpen an edge. The thing with a scraper blade is it's hardened steel. It's not just plain old mild steel. Hey, let's face it though, you could stick a plain old mild steel piece of flat bar in there, sharpen an edge to it and use that. There's no reason you couldn't do it. It wouldn't last for 100 years. It would last for, 5 years. And depending how often you use the snowblower, is how long it could last. All chain drive, well, this is well known. You got a chain over here. You got a chain over here. 2 chains. Your whole drive system, your wheels, everything is driven by chains. What else? What should we do? We're not going to get too far into it today, but these bearings, I went ahead and bought enough bearings to service the entire snowblower. Now, why did I do that? Well, just because, you know what? Here's the deal. These bearings, they're cheap. They're like $1.50 a piece. So what's my entire investment in bearings here? I don't know, 20 bucks. Pretty standard bearing. It's a 3/4 inch shaft. It's about a 1/2 inch diameter, 1/2 inch wide race. Very, very common bearing. Easy to change out. Likely the bearings on it are okay, but while we're in there, if we're doing it, why not just do it right? This is I pulled one bearing off already. I've already misplaced it. That's your bearing keeper. Got a little C-clip on the shaft. Holds bearing and keeper. Real simple. All that being said, why did I buy this snowblower? I bought this snowblower because it was so damn cheap, and I really admired it when I saw it. I mean, this is all original paint snowblower. Nobody has touched this up. This has not, been refurbished or anything. So all that rust up there, that's all the way back from what did we average out to 1965, let's say. If anyone has one of these, has a lead on information on this, hey, let me know. I'm really interested in this. Do I say a lot? Yeah, probably I do. Let me see here. What else can we do? We're not going to rip into it today, but we're just doing a little preamble. What we can do is find out. So the guy I picked it up from said it doesn't run. Okay, I can go with that. That's not a problem. So let's do a simple couple tests, and then we'll see if we can get it to fire. It's alive! So what are you going to do? So we'll do a few things. First of all, we'll check, before we even bother checking to see if the coil, I'll move you back. I'm going to give myself a bit of cord. How's that? That's pretty good, huh, guys? Get you around there. Got my meter. Set it to ohms. You see that? Yep. Got that set to ohms. And what we're going to do, excuse me, that's a clear in my throat today. We're going to check the high tension lead out to ground. In a good coil, spark coil, that should be anywhere from 3 to 8,000 ohms. So let's see what we get here. We get ourselves a little scratch on some ground, and we have got, ooh, this is a good coil. 7,230 ohms of resistance through that secondary in the coil. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make spark, but that does mean that the secondary winding in the coil is very likely good. Doesn't tell you the primary winding is good. You know, that winding that makes the initial voltage and then sends it off to the secondary. Doesn't say anything about that. Doesn't say anything about the points. Doesn't say anything about anything other than that the secondary part of that spark coil is good. So what's next? Let's check. Here, let's get you guys. Boy, this is tricky stuff here with this tripod. Let's get you set up here. And I'm going to grab a spark tester, and we're going to see if we get any spark. So by the way, I did buy this, and I thought, you know what? Kim really needs a snowblower. She gets like snow plow just like hammered in on her over there where she lives. And I thought, hey, for 125 bucks, I can, you know, kind of pretty this up and give this to her, and she'll probably like that. And if she doesn't like it, well, whatever. We'll just resell it for I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 or something, right? So let's get this in the plug. Are you guys there with me? You can see me. Can you see that? Let's get you focused in on that spark tester. That's as far as I can get you in. Get that set to a reasonable gap, somewhere around there, something like that, and get this on the ground, which would be basically on that plug is fine, right there. How am I going to know if you can see that? Don't know. I'm going to knock you off the mic for a second because I keep whacking it with my hand. I'm going to pull it over so we get some spark. You with me? All right, let's pull it over. See what we get. You guys see that? Are you still in frame? God, I hope you are. I'm going to pull it over again. Tell me, you guys watching? Okay, ready? I'm going to pull it. Is there spark? What a good you guys are. Sheesh. I think there probably is. I'll go back and check the video later. Get you back on me here. Hold on, let me just check. And yes, there's spark. Okay, good. Good news. What can we do with all this? I want to try firing it up, see what happens. See if we can get it to pop. I don't know what this guy was on about. I mean, it's very, very common for a carburetor to plug up, for jets to plug up, and fuel not to be sucked through, and all those kind of things, and won't run. But what we can do is pull that plug off there and dump some fuel down it, see if we can get a fire. I'm just gonna shut you off for just a sec. I'll pull that plug and we'll get some fuel. All right, guys. So we got a plug wrench, an El Cheapo, and let's dump a little fuel down there. That's enough. There's a gap within that plug. Yeah, it looks okay. Not much good if there's no, if the gap is closed up, huh? Can you guys hear me? No, of course you can't. Let's get you back on. There we go. Now you can hear me. Get that plug in there. Doesn't have to be super snug. Just snug enough. That plug wire back on. Now what do you think? Will it fire? So we did have spark, didn't we? Where can I put you guys? It doesn't matter because I'm going to try to start it, right? Let's get you off here. Put you over here. Looks about right. Hey, by the way, is there any fuel? Sorry, is there any oil in here before we go trying this? Let's try it. Check if there's any oil. Well, we could definitely do with a little oil. Let's get some oil in there. What kind of oil? I don't know. Does it really matter? Not really. What matters is it's something in there that's slippery. It doesn't matter that much, to be totally honest with you. Glug, glug, glug. There's a, I'm looking at this, there's a whole laundry list of caveats and instructions on how to run it for proper performance and a long life, it says. I'm guessing that this snow blower, in Canada we call them snow throwers, probably lived most of its life in a garage or in a shed where it didn't see a lot of weather, because it really wouldn't stay this pristine without that. Let's check that. That might be close. You really wouldn't see it looking this good after, what did we say? From 70 to 55 to 60 years. There's no way it would look this good. Still needs a little cleanup, as you can see, but the main thing is it's all there. Alright, let's see what we got for oil. Oh yeah, we're halfway up the stick. It's got to be good enough. I think we will be giving it a bit of an oil change, no doubt about that. Alright, we're good there. Put that on there. What else we need? Oh, there is a an enrichener. Okay, let's start. Not that time. Hey, good news. So if there is any work to be done, it's going to be done on the fuel system. And then the other cleanup stuff that we got to do, a little bit of pressure washing, a little bit of tidy work, a little bit of welding, some bearings, and who knows, maybe we'll get some snow and we can do some snow blowing, snow throwing. Anyway guys, that is it for today. I'm going to go back in the house and warm up. And hey, I'm hoping you're enjoying your, what do we got, second month now of 2021. Hope things are getting better for you. Hope things are improving. Hope things are kind of freeing up for you. And talk to you when? Soon. Sooner than you think. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.